It's the lead up into D1NZ. In fact, it's 1 week before the first round in Teretonga, bottom of New Zealand, South Island. And I'm on my way right now with a boot full of stuff to load a container with Adam and Dave from Team DSR. So, got the car on the back. All ready to go. Looks like I've somehow managed to almost put the trailer off the bank slightly. But that's all good. Yeah, made some changes to the car recently. Been playing around for such a long time with this car to try to get it to sound right. And I think today was the first day actually that I got it to sound right. I took it to the track about 2 weeks ago, about a week ago, where I had 3.5 inch straight through exhaust. It sounded so high pitched and so squealy that it was actually embarrassing to be driving. However, I've added a muffler, believe it or not, which it's really hard to see. It's a bit of a mangled muffler. Anyway, there's a muffler hiding in there somewhere. And that completely changes the note of the car. It sounds so much better now, so I'm really excited to drive this thing, especially on Teretonga, 4th gear, possibly one of New Zealand's best tracks. I don't actually know, but from the videos that I've seen, I've never actually driven it, but from the videos that I've seen, it looks really good. So you can see the car is just completely loaded up with stuff. Got my box of bolts down there. Such a key thing to be bringing to the track. Bolts, nuts, brake clean, oil, drill set, jacks, diff gears, whole lot of stuff. Back of the X3, X5 I mean. Spare bumpers, 8 gallons of fuel, sorry 8 containers, 8 20-litre containers plus 40 litres in the car, so I've got about 200 litres of fuel, a whole bunch of spares, and you can see it's just completely full. So yeah, I need to basically get the car down to Matamata, which is where I'm on my way to now. Beautiful scenery where I'm standing right now. New Zealand summer's day. Up into the hills. And of course towing in the X5. This thing's a beast. I got this thing recently. 3 litre twin turbo diesel, and it tows this trailer with it's fully loaded like this pretty good, because this trailer is pretty heavy when I've got all these rims stacked up from side to side. So yeah, I've taken down about 32 tyres for the weekend. Hopefully that's enough. We've got 3 days of drifting. That's 16 sets, probably get about 2 laps a set of tyres. It's about 32 laps. That's pretty much all we do, 2 laps a set of tyres on any tyre and gone. But I mean, that's the joys of having 600 kilowatt, which this thing made recently on the dyno at 28 pounds. So we'll be running it at 600 kilowatt down at Teretonga because it is a fast track. Yeah, high grip and high power, and yeah, the balance should be right. So I'll get back on my way now to loading the car, and yeah, get down to Teretonga.
Turn right onto number 9 road.
Okay, down here at Teretonga Raceway, standing on the track, which is a pretty sweet section actually. First time I've been here. We have a standing start which starts approximately there, comes through this section right here. This is all probably 4th gear stuff, I reckon, having not driven it, having a guess, through these S's. Beautiful section. That's the main straight down there, which is pretty long straight too, and we're pitting somewhere over there. Somewhere in there anyway. What's that? Oh yeah. Sketchy.
Tires on that. Gone.
We don't want to be 4th gear over the top of that. Very narrow track by looking at it, but it looks fun. It's very fast and flowing. Some pretty nasty ripple strips. Wouldn't want to hit those too hard. But that's a real good section. I can't wait to drive this. All good. Okay, we are at Teretonga. We have just finished setting up our pit. It's a beautiful day, must be like 25 degrees. It's Thursday afternoon. This afternoon we get some testing. We get about 3 or 4 hours on the track, and we've just been making some steering setup changes in the front of the car. Hayden's doing it right now. Changed to some thinner spaces, which required us to grind the wheel studs slightly to make them fit. And we just changed the alignment on the car down to about 15mm toe out, and got some extra lock out of the car. So we're all in order for this event, and yeah, can't wait to get started. come into pits because the clutch is starting to slip. The fingers are engaging, well the clutch is engaging too early. And luckily we did that because you can see the clutch is, once again it's getting too thin. Not the first time this has happened, I think it's time to change the clutch. Okay, we've got the gearbox out and yeah, how's the flywheel look? Not too bad. Drift life. Okay, so it's about 9 o'clock on the first night of drifting in Invercargill. We had problems today, obviously, you guys would have seen we changed the clutch. And we went out after the clutch was changed, and I forgot to put the earth or the negative battery terminal onto the battery, so I went out there and got half past, and that was game over. So actually today we got about 3.5 laps. What we just figured out also is that the front wheel bearings on both sides of the car were really loose, so the wheels are physically, you can move them. So we're going, Scott, who's in the car ahead of us, was cruising through Invercargill now, which is pretty cool. Can't say I've been here before, bottom of the South Island. To steal some steel or buy or something, some wheel bearings so we can get the car back on track. So yeah, today's day one. It's been not so successful, but the car still goes. We don't have any major problems, so tomorrow should be a good day. We should be able to really just spend some, we've got about 3 hours practice tomorrow, so hopefully we can get the track time we need and qualify high, so the battles, we sit high in the battle tree. We found our car, all the parts we need. C35.
I'll just put the board a bit over there.
So we're doing this because these are the same as the Silvia. What you got, mate?
Oh, just a 5-stud hub, mate.
Thank you. You'll keep us on the track for tomorrow.
Late evening parts from Invercargill.
Sweet. Express.
Doesn't matter where you are in the country, you can always find what you need.
I knew
This
someone
ends.
would be here getting some parts
Yeah.
at some point.
Well, honestly, man, every track day and every other thing that goes on up in Auckland close to us, or close
Nothing
to me,
happens.
No, I get the phone call.
Oh yeah.
You got
But like,
Exactly what.
Yeah. Nothing like a bit of worn bearing. There's your balls, mate.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so another problem, seem to have coolant in the water, potentially head gasket, potentially leaking through the intake manifold, don't know, but we have an issue which may stop us qualifying. We're going to look at it now. Checking if there's bubbles coming out of the radiator. Sounds pretty sad. I think that's what it is, because there's actually water down in that hole as well, which there shouldn't be.
He loves practicing. Practice makes perfect.
How are they getting from there to there without coming out? You know what I mean,
Externally, yeah. Ooh, so one of the cylinders has got a little bit of water in it, so it's going to start on 5 cylinders. Hopefully it just pushes out. Let's see. Crank angle sensor. Is that all good?
Run it a little bit longer. Just get it and blow the shit out.
Is that what it normally sounds like?
It's got no spark plug in number 5.
plug on, coil pack on, and start this thing. Hopefully we're alright.
Alright, fire it up.
Ooh. Okay, so that didn't go too well. There's still water getting into the combustion chamber. We reckon there might be a crack in the head somewhere around the water galleries around the intake side, but we don't know. So what happens. We'll try to fix it. We've got another hour and a half before qualifying, but it's hard to say. Decided to pull down the engine today just to check to see if the block is actually cracked, which we think it is, and that just buys us a little bit more time for D1NZ round 2, which is just in 2 weeks. You can see the oil is disgusting, definite contamination going on. So yeah, not so good at this stage.
Grab it from here.
Got it.
Whee!
Is it?
Split is all fuck.
Oh, there.
Yeah. Oh, that you can't.
That bad boy. Yeah. She is toast.
Toasted. Oh, we know what we're dealing with now.
Yeah, so the block is.
Pistons, man. Rotating assembly will be fine.
On 2.5 to 2.74 or something.
Lost some of the meat around the side.
Yeah. Just leave it, should be right.
Might not, eh?
Huh?
There's a gig. He gets it in.
He gets it from
Yeah.
The block doesn't appear to have any big cracks in the deck surface, so that's a good start.
That's good.
Crack 4.
Come on. Yeah, so just like that, we went from hero to 0, and the engine is pretty much toasted. So that big crack down the block means that we're out of competition for round 1, and we've got a lot of work to do before round 2. The plan is to sleeve the block. I'm going to order some sleeves in, and the boys at North Shore Engine Reconditioners will have the engine as soon as the car's back from Invercargill. So it takes about 2 days to get it back in the container. So once it's back, I will take the engine out of North Shore Reconditioners. They'll bore it out, I guess, and then insert the sleeves and do a full rebuild. And that gives us about 8 days Well, I've got about 8 days to do that. Hayden from Drift Direct's going to reassemble the engine for me because I've just got no time with work and everything else going on. So there's a bit of pressure on to get the job done, but we'll be back for round 2, and yeah, look forward to getting back out on the track.